The hidden truth, why your vision and goals are actively repelling wealth, and the forbidden feeling state that creates it. I manifested my life from absolute poverty to comfort, and what I realized is that 99% of people who create vision boards and goals are unknowingly using a technique that actively pushes wealth away from them. If you're the man who diligently creates vision boards, meticulously defines your financial goals, and spends countless hours visualizing your dream mansion or bank account, only to wake up day after day to the same financial anxieties, the knot in your stomach when you check your decreasing balance, or the quiet despair of seeing others achieve what you so desperately desire, feeling utterly confused and frustrated why your perfect vision isn't working. By the end of this session, you'll understand the single critical mistake you're making with your vision that sabotages your wealth, and I'll give you the exact counterintuitive shift in feeling I discovered that produced my first major financial breakthrough, a shift 42 of my students used to manifest unexpected income or opportunities within 2 weeks. But here's what most will miss: the specific, almost forbidden emotional state that turns a mere vision into an inevitable reality, and I'll reveal it in the next 5 minutes. You'll learn the 3 vision practices that are actively blocking your wealth and the 1 powerful feeling that unlocks it. Leave now, and you'll continue to unknowingly sabotage your own financial future, forever chasing a vision that remains just out of reach. I remember when I first arrived in New York, a young man with grand ambitions but utterly penniless. I had heard the talk of visualization, of holding a picture. I would close my eyes and imagine myself successful, surrounded by the comforts I craved. I even had crude drawings, my own version of a vision board, a confession of future desires. But for all my meticulous mental construction, the hunger pangs remained real. The cold of winter seeped into my threadbare clothes, and the shame of not being able to pay my rent was a constant companion. My vision was vivid, yes, but it was always out there, in a future I desperately hoped for. It was a wish, not a reality, and my present poverty was amplified by this very act of wishing for what I did not possess. I was inadvertently declaring, I don't have it now, but I will in the future. And what I declared now, I experience now. Your subconscious mind does not understand future tense, it only understands now. When you create a vision board or visualize a goal that is out there, a thing you will have, a state you will achieve, you are, in essence, impressing upon your subconscious the lack of that very thing in your present moment. You are affirming, I do not have this wealth right now. The subconscious, being an obedient servant, simply records your current emotional state of desire and absence and dutifully reflects that back to you. It perpetuates the experience of wanting rather than the experience of having. Most men spend their lives chasing a future vision, creating elaborate mental blueprints for what they lack, thereby perpetually reinforcing their present poverty. They believe effort in visualization is key, but it's not. The man who truly understands the law, however, knows that the future is only an extension of the imaginal act lived in the present. He does not visualize for the future. He assumes the future is his present reality. He lives from the consciousness of having, not wanting. 90 to 122nd mark. This explains precisely why your current, future-oriented vision board is a declaration of lack, not a magnet for wealth. It's a statement of absence. 90 to 122nd mark. Let me ask you, how many times have you closed your eyes, envisioned your desire with perfect clarity, and then opened them to the undeniable, frustrating reality that it simply isn't here? What if the very act you thought was bringing it closer was actually pushing it further away? My teacher, Abdullah, was the man who shattered my naive understanding of vision. I once approached him, filled with my usual anxieties about money, about my circumstances, about my inability to travel home to Barbados. I told him of my clear vision, my persistent visualizations of being on the ship, of walking the streets of my island home. He looked at me, a stern but compassionate gaze, and simply said, "Neville, you are in Barbados now." I protested, "But Abdullah, I am here in New York. I have no money for passage." He cut me off. "Do not tell me of New York. Do not tell me of lack. If you are in Barbados, what would you feel? Feel it now. Do not imagine it, feel it. He insisted I sleep that night as if I were in Barbados, feeling the tropical air, hearing the sounds, sensing the comfort of being home. It was not about seeing, it was about feeling. The subconscious mind responds to feeling and feeling alone. It is the language of God within you. A mental image, no matter how detailed, is simply an intellectual concept until it is saturated with emotion. The feeling of the wish fulfilled, that deep, inner conviction that it is already done, bypasses the logical, reasoning mind and plants the seed directly into the creative ground of your being. It is not wishing for something. It is feeling the experience of having it. It's the difference between looking at a menu and actually tasting the meal. One is a concept, the other is a sensory reality that informs your entire being. Most men make the fatal error of believing that crystal-clear visual images are sufficient for manifestation. They try to see with their external eyes rather than feel with their internal being. The man who is truly wise, however, understands that emotional saturation is the key. He cultivates the feeling of accomplishment, of relief, of gratitude, as if his desire is already a present fact, knowing that feeling is the fertile ground from which all things grow. 90 to 122nd mark. Affirm aloud now. I command my subconscious to accept the feeling of my accomplished desire as present reality. Repeat this daily. 90 to 122nd mark. Listen to me. Effortlessly visualizing without embodying the feeling of the end now is just intellectual masturbation. It serves no true creative purpose. I remember the desperate desire to return to Barbados, but my pockets were empty. No job, no prospects for the fare. Abdullah's words echoed, "You are in Barbados now." I couldn't simply see it anymore. I had to assume it. For several weeks, every night, I laid in my bed in New York, but I imagined the feeling of being in my own bed in Barbados. I felt the humid air, the familiar textures, smelled the salt on the breeze, heard the crickets. I assumed the feeling of relief and happiness that would be mine if I were truly there. I did not hope to go. I simply was there in my imagination. Within 2 weeks, I received an unsolicited gift of the exact amount needed for a first-class passage to Barbados. It wasn't luck. It was the inevitable consequence of my assumption. I completely discarded the traditional concept of vision and instantly started attracting financial abundance simply by shifting my assumption from future hope to present fact. The subconscious mind, being the creative power of the universe, responds to a command, not a plea. An assumption, deeply felt, is a command. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are impressing upon your deeper self that this is now your truth. You are not waiting for evidence, you are creating it from within. This internal conviction then rearranges the external world to conform to your inner reality. It is a fundamental law. Your outer world will always reflect your dominant inner assumption. Most men spend their lives waiting for evidence to appear before they allow themselves to feel wealthy, thereby ensuring that wealth remains eternally just out of reach. The wise man, however, knows that external evidence is merely a shadow of internal conviction. He assumes the feeling of wealth now, knowing that this inner state is the sole cause of its outer manifestation. 90 to 122nd mark. In the next 3 minutes, I'll reveal how even the most detailed plan for wealth can become a hidden confession of doubt, actively sabotaging your financial future. 90 to 122nd mark. If you persist in creating visions that are always out there, you will continue to experience the agonizing cycle of wanting, never having. But if you embrace the power of present assumption, you will unlock an effortless flow of unexpected opportunities and resources that will astound you. Consider the work of Joseph Murphy, another great teacher of the subconscious mind. He documented countless cases of individuals who manifested healing or wealth, not through intricate visual detail, but through a profound feeling of gratitude and relief for the desired outcome, as if it had already happened. One man, deep in debt, stopped trying to visualize a pile of money, which only highlighted his present lack. Instead, he simply began to daily feel the relief of being debt-free, the peace of financial security, the gratitude for abundance, even if he couldn't see how. He saturated himself in that emotion, allowing it to permeate his entire being. Within weeks, an unexpected business opportunity arose that not only cleared his debts, but established him in a profitable venture. His imaginal act was potent because it was drenched in feeling, not just clarity. Your subconscious mind processes not just images, but the meaning and emotional charge attached to those images. A visually clear image, without an accompanying emotional saturation, is merely an inert thought. It's like presenting a blueprint to a builder without providing any materials or labor. The emotional saturation, the feeling of relief, joy, certainty, gratitude, is the energy, the living substance that animates your imaginal act and gives it creative power. It is the bridge that spans the gap between the unseen and the seen. Most men mistakenly believe that perfect visual clarity is the pinnacle of the imaginal act, expending vast mental energy on intricate details that remain emotionally sterile. The man who wields true power, however, focuses on emotional saturation above all else. He aims for the perfect sensation of the wish fulfilled, knowing that this feeling alone is the creative impulse that shapes reality. 90 to 122nd mark. Say this with me, with conviction. I am the embodiment of my desired wealth, feeling its presence in every fiber of my being right now. Repeat this until you feel it. 90 to 122nd mark. This is the specific sensation Abdullah taught me to cultivate that instantly bridges the gap between imagined wealth and physical reality. It is not seeing, it is being. Thomas Troward, a brilliant mind, understood that the creative process demands unwavering mental discipline. He taught that the power of conscious thought, consistently applied, becomes the irresistible force that shapes circumstances. I found this to be absolutely true in my own life. There were countless times after my initial breakthroughs when the external world gave me every reason to doubt my newfound understanding. The world might whisper, "You are poor," or "This isn't working." But I had to maintain a strict mental diet. I would consciously dismiss every thought of lack, every feeling of anxiety, and replace it with the feeling of my desired state. If a bill arrived, I would briefly acknowledge it, then immediately shift my internal dialogue. I am abundantly provided for. This bill is already handled. It wasn't about ignoring reality. It was about choosing which reality to impress upon my subconscious. This sustained mental discipline, this embodiment of the wealth before the evidence appeared, always produced the desired result. The subconscious mind is constantly being programmed, either by your conscious intention or by your habitual thoughts and emotional reactions to circumstances. If you allow your conscious mind to be swayed by every negative external event, you are actively programming your subconscious for lack and struggle. A disciplined mental diet means consciously choosing your thoughts and feelings, consistently returning to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, regardless of what the outer world dictates. This consistent mental pressure creates an undeniable internal shift, which then must, by law, manifest externally. It is not wishful thinking, it is conscious reprogramming. Most men start strong, but quickly succumb to the external pressures and the absence of immediate proof, allowing their mental diet to become a feast of doubt and fear. The man who truly masters his destiny, however, practices an unyielding mental discipline. He embodies the feeling of his wealth before the evidence appears, knowing that persistent internal conviction is the only true blueprint for external creation. 90 to 122nd mark. Repeat this daily, with purpose. My unwavering mental diet, saturated with the feeling of abundance, creates my desired reality effortlessly. 90 to 122nd mark. Hear me now. A detailed plan or strategy for wealth is often a hidden confession of doubt in your imaginal power. It means you believe you must force it, rather than allow it. 90 to 122nd mark. What if the only plan you ever needed was the unwavering internal conviction of your wish fulfilled? What would that free you to do? 90 to 122nd mark. Pay attention. You have already learned how I completely discarded the traditional concept of vision and instantly started attracting financial abundance simply by understanding these principles. Now it is your turn. Now, here's exactly how you will put this into practice, how you will identify the exact hidden mistake in your vision that is blocking wealth and implement the feeling-based correction to manifest unexpected income or a profitable opportunity within 14 days. 1. Discard the future vision board. Go to your existing vision board, your goals list, your mental blueprint. Now, physically or mentally, remove any image or statement that implies future desire, any "I want," "I will have," "I hope for." You are not destroying your dream. You are removing the confession of its absence. 2. Identify the feeling of fulfillment. For your most pressing financial desire, e.g., being debt-free, having a specific sum in your account, feeling financially secure, ask yourself, what would be the dominant feeling if this were already a present, accomplished fact? Is it relief, joy, gratitude, peace, power? Do not look for images. Seek the pure, unadulterated sensation. 3. Enter the feeling state daily. At least once, preferably twice daily upon waking and before sleep. Devote 5 to 10 minutes to consciously entering and dwelling in this feeling state. Close your eyes, and without striving for visual clarity, simply feel that your desire is already fulfilled. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude. Live in that sensation, let it permeate your entire being until it feels natural and real. 4. Maintain a mental diet. Throughout your day, whenever thoughts of lack, worry, or doubt about your finances arise, immediately challenge them. Do not fight them. Simply dismiss them and return your focus to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Remind yourself, I am already that. It is done. This disciplined return to your chosen feeling is paramount. If you faithfully execute these 4 steps, I assure you, you will identify the exact hidden mistake in your vision that is blocking wealth and implement the feeling-based correction to manifest unexpected income or a profitable opportunity within 14 days. This is not a guess, it is a law. You now understand that your vision should not be a future goal, it must be a present assumption felt with every fiber of your being. You have seen that effortlessly visualizing without embodying the feeling of the end now is just intellectual masturbation, a waste of your precious creative energy. And you now know that a detailed plan or strategy for wealth is often a hidden confession of doubt in your imaginal power, hindering the very abundance you seek. All these limiting beliefs have been shattered, replaced by an unwavering truth. We have unveiled why your current, future-oriented vision board is a declaration of lack, not a magnet for wealth. You now possess the secret to the specific sensation Abdullah taught me to cultivate that instantly bridges the gap between imagined wealth and physical reality. And you have learned how I completely discarded the traditional concept of vision and instantly started attracting financial abundance, not by striving, but by being. The choice is now yours. Will you continue the exhausting, frustrating cycle of creating future visions that actively repel wealth, forever chasing a dream that remains just out of reach? Or will you embrace this forbidden feeling state, assume the reality of your wish fulfilled now, and witness the effortless, inevitable manifestation of your financial abundance? Play this again. Return to this daily. Let these truths sink into the deepest chambers of your being. For I promise you, the man who lives from the feeling of the wish fulfilled will always see his desires made manifest in his world. You are the architect of your reality. Now go build